Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where we talk about skincare, grooming, and sometimes hair, so that sounds like your thing. Make sure you are subscribed. Also, come and follow me on Instagram where I post a lot of stuff you're not going to see here on YouTube. So, it's been a year, 2020, it's happened, hasn't it? But it's that time of year again where I discuss the best and the worst products I've tried throughout the year of 2020, and today we're going to start with some of the best, some of my favorites. Now, these aren't going to be necessarily products that you've seen non-stop in my videos. What these are products that I've used on a daily basis without even really thinking about it because they've become such a part of my everyday life and skincare routine. These are just products I didn't realize I loved so much because they were so everyday for me. And these really have become products that I just probably can never live without now. I was watching back last year's best of like 2019. I don't use any of those products anymore. So it'll be interesting to see this time next year what my favorites are. That's not because the products are bad. It's just because it's my job to keep on reviewing and trying new stuff. So I'm always going to discover new amazing stuff. But let's start with my favorite cleanser of 2020. That is the Holy Frog Shasta AHA Refining Acid Wash. I've been loving acid wash cleansers recently. I didn't really have the time of day for them earlier on in the year until I got this cleanser, and it changed everything for me. They're a great chance for me to get in that exfoliation that my oily skin really does need, but on a much gentler level. Especially as I experiment with so much different skincare and so many different ingredients, it's important for me to start being a bit more gentle on my skin wherever I can, but still get results. This cleanser contains a blend of AHAs, really working on that top layer of skin to help even out my skin tone, just refine tone, texture, appearance, brighter skin. Of course, exfoliating, so keeping away any of those clogged pores, congested looking skin. This has an odd moisturizing mask-like texture. It's really strange. I always put it on my skin and I leave it for a little bit and I just kind of like rub it around very gently. And it always leaves my skin feeling surprisingly smooth and nourished. It's an odd, like, not that a lot of my exfoliating cleansers leave me dry in any way whatsoever, but they don't really have that more moisturizing feel that this one does. This is kind of like a 4 times a week type of cleanser that I use that I really enjoy using. Like I look forward to using this. And it's not often that I make a big deal out of cleansers, but I think, of course, Crave Beauty Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser, this Holy Frog Cleanser, and even the Inculus Salicylic Acid Cleanser have been the 3 top cleansers of the year. I love Holy Frog's approach to cleansing. They promote something called situational cleansing. Knowing that every day or every week is going to be a little bit different for your skin, so the lineup of cleansers they have, I've got them all, is a perfect lineup to just kind of like go with whatever your skin's feeling like that day or that week. I very rarely think that £30 is a good price for a cleanser. It's a little bit on the more expensive side for me and usually more than I'm willing to pay. This was initially gifted to me, but I have paid for this over and over and over since it was gifted to me. The user experience of this and the results I get from this for me are just next level and for me worth the money. Toner. This toner is going to be a little bit boring. Sorry about that. But whilst toner is arguably one of my favorite steps in the skincare routine. I love so many different hydrating toners, but the COSRX Centella Water Alcohol-Free Toner has been used daily for a whole year. I have gone through this stuff like it's water. It's pretty much water. I use it so often that I'm actually fully stocked up now for probably the next 6 months, not even joking. I actually just finished one today. I finished this one today and I'm on to the next one. Like I use this non-stop. As the name suggests, this is an alcohol-free toner with a very minimal ingredient list, and I feel like that's something COSRX pride themselves on. It's amazing. I'm looking at the ingredients now. We have Centella, of course, which is calming and soothing. We have hydrating ingredients like sodium hyaluronate. It literally just feels like spray on water, but with those few extra benefits. This is something I apply between every step. So I like to do a wet skincare routine essentially to help each product penetrate the skin. So I have another toner. I have a much thicker toner, usually like the Klairs toner, that I'll apply and then I'll spray the water and then I'll do a serum, Centella water, another serum, Centella water, whatever else I'm using, final spray of Centella water, and then moisturizer. And this just makes my skin dewy and healthy, and I really reap the benefits of every single step in my routine, especially moisturizer. When moisturizer is applied to damp skin, it works so much better. And whilst I do love thicker toners, I do find that doing a thicker toner after every step is a little bit too much. So this is literally like water and you just don't feel it on your skin. So it's perfect for those all in between stages. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, exfoliating toner, the Inkey List PHA toner. This is a little bit different, right? Okay, so this is a great gentle exfoliant. The idea is that PHA is like AHA's more gentler cousin, but I don't use this as a toner. I have used it on my face before. I do have my very, very favorite kind of like salicylic acid and glycolic acids. I use this as a deodorant. So this stems from an article by Michelle from Lamb Muffin Beauty Science about chemical exfoliants working as a deodorant, and it's been working amazingly for me. For some reason, PHA seems to be working better than BHA or AHA on my armpits, and it's just like my daily deodorant, to be honest with you. But I've been using this on my dry knees, my elbows, even on my feet as well. I've been using it everywhere, and to be honest, it's such an affordable chemical exfoliant that it could be used just for everything. It could be your facial exfoliant, it could be your body exfoliant, it could be your armpit, it could be your deodorant. It's just such an all-round product that I didn't realize I was using so much, because wiping your armpits isn't usually something you share much about. But ever since I read that blog post, I've been using this, and it's just incredible. It's been working so well. The next favorite is a serum, and this is kind of a surprising one for me. This is the Ampoule N Ceramide Shot. I go through K-beauty like it's going out of fashion. I love K-beauty. It's a real hobby of mine. Once I finish one product, I like to move on to the next as quick as possible. So even though I have my favorites, it's very rare that it sticks around because I want to move on to the next better thing and experience more and discover more. But this serum actually surprised me because, to be honest with you, I don't think I expected much from it. So in general, I was looking for a serum that would help repair my skin barrier. Ceramides were essentially something I was looking for. And I was looking for an alternative for my Kate Somerville Delicate Serum because whilst I absolutely love that product and it works incredibly, it's very expensive. I believe it's around £70, where this Ampoule N Ceramide Shot is around 25. And whilst they are very, very different products, they mainly focus on repairing that skin barrier, soothing any irritation, and just bringing your skin back to its normal, healthy structure. And this just did the job and continues to do so. This is now part of my daily skincare routine, just to keep my skin in good condition. So of course, it's packed with ceramides. Ceramides are part of the essential building blocks of our skin. And it's got soothing ingredients in here as well, and it really does put an instant stop to any irritation that I may have from over-experimenting, over-exfoliation, product irritation as well. I had a really nasty instant irritation to a glycolic acid earlier on in the year. I put this over the top and it just instantly calmed it down. This serum actually boasts a 50,000 parts per million Ceraphil complex. Which is just their fancy gimmicking name for a number of ceramides. So you are getting a good effective dose in here, and this really is for all skin types. I don't see how anyone would not be able to enjoy this, how not everyone wouldn't be able to benefit from this. If you fucked up your skin, use this. I absolutely love this. Moisturizer, one that I think I've mentioned once and never really again. This is the COSRX Moisture Power Enriched Cream. This is like my go-to basic moisturizer, and I didn't fully appreciate this moisturizer during this year, despite me using it so much. Basically, when I experiment with a lot of different skincare, I like to have a default moisturizer or a default version of every product that I know I can turn to, that I know works for me. And this was that product. This was a moisturizer that I know was going to hydrate and moisturize and make my skin nice. It's very, very basic in the best way, and it just does the job it's supposed to do. So this whole Hydrium line from COSRX is hydrating. In here we have, of course, a few different types of hyaluronic acid, but we also have panthenol B5 in here, which is one of the ingredients that they highlight as part of this Hydrium line. So it's really, really incredibly soothing as well. Again, great for that over-experimentation with skincare. Again, it contains ceramides to help strengthen that skin barrier. It's got a surprisingly light texture to it while still feeling nourishing. In the summer, I just use a little less of it than I would do now in the winter. And again, it really is basic in the best way. It's like a more modern, updated version of like Cetaphil or CeraVe or E45 cream. Do you know what I mean? Like it just does all the basic stuff that you expect from a moisturizer. No fancy gimmicks. And it just works. I'm really impressed with more of COSRX's latest releases. It kind of reminds me of the early days of COSRX, where they were just products that just worked, you know? Finally, let's discuss sunscreen. Keep Cool Soothe Bamboo Sun Essence. This is the only new addition I'm going to talk about in this video because throughout the year I stuck with my Purito unscented sunscreen and Crave Beauty the Beach Shield sunscreen because those are the two sunscreens I know I love. Yes, I've dipped in and out and tried different sunscreens throughout the year, but those two again are my default sunscreens that I know work for my skin. So I was actually in London visiting a friend and I dragged her into a K-beauty shop in Box Park in Shoreditch. I believe the shop is called Koja Beauty. I'll link it all in the description box down below. And I was forcing my friend to buy the COSRX pimple patches, and the lady in the shop recognized me and we were just talking all things skincare, and she actually gifted me this sunscreen along with a few other products, which was so nice of her, and I'm so grateful because this is now one of my favorite sunscreens. I've avoided Keep Cool for the longest time because I found their packaging a little bit tacky. Living in London for most of your life, you see the keep calm and carry on signs in all the cheap gift shops everywhere, and the Keep Cool branding is kind of based on that. And I was a bit like, ugh. But this is where, you know, you do have to look past the packaging, like CeraVe, their packaging shit, but we know the products are good. I love this. This is everything you want from a chemical sunscreen. It's lightweight. It doesn't sting the eyes. It doesn't burn the skin. It doesn't irritate. It's so lightweight that it's so easy to reapply throughout the day. It doesn't make your skin feel bogged down with sunscreen application, and it just glides over the skin effortlessly. It's so nice, and it doesn't stink either, and it's somewhat hydrating. It's got some really nice hydrating ingredients in here. You've also got niacinamide, some antioxidants, Centella asiatica, diglycerin, and hyaluronic acid as well. So it's nice and hydrating, it's soothing, it's brightening. I love this. I'm looking forward to using this in summer just as my moisturizer and sunscreen stage. Again, this is one of those sunscreens, this is a big factor for me, that you can reapply without looking in a mirror. I know that sounds really stupid, but when you have facial hair, you know, and your hairline as well, you can get sunscreen just trapped everywhere and you don't know if it's rubbed in properly. But this just, again, glides effortlessly, rubs in super quick. And I love this kind of like new application tip that a lot of them have. It kind of helps you better judge how much of the product you're using, how much you're squeezing out of the tube. Absolutely love it. There we go. Those are kind of like one for every stage of the skincare routine. My top products of 2020. I will be sharing some more products that I loved, but these are more brands that I think we need to give more attention to in 2021. So I'll be sharing that video very soon. Let me know one product that you loved throughout 2020. It doesn't have to be one that you really enjoyed. Maybe one that you just used every single day. Leave that in the comments box down below. But that is it from me now. I will see you next time.